Hello, good evening. My name is Nancy. If you are new here, you are welcome to my channel. If you are old here, you are also welcome. Kindly like, subscribe, and comment. Today, I'm taking you through what I cooked the whole week in a week. And then we'll have to just about what I came across within the week. So it's both the cooking, so you watch what I cook, and at the same time we'll just about a topic that came across during the week. It's like a story time, but we'll just about it. So after that, you can comment on your views as to what you think or what you also have come across, or what you have heard people say, or what you also have noticed people do. So let's get right into the video. This particular cooking was I was trying to cook palaba sauce and yam. So this was the time I was putting the contomere inside. I had almost finished the cooking. So that was it. The palaba sauce was ready. Okay, now let's get to the topic I spoke about. Sometimes I wonder how people, or why people are so concerned about the outcome of their babies. I mean their kids, how the shape or a particular how something about them might look like. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Let's say, for example, some would want a particular kind of head shape for their kids, and sometimes the babies come out, and they feel that the shape of their head is either too big or it's not rounded as they wanted it, and then they try to do so many things to get the particular shape that they wanted. But does it even really work? Some are really concerned about those things, and I sometimes wonder why they go to some extremes. I say this because I once came across, in fact, it was a discussion from someone who said that when he had her kids, he noticed that she noticed that their ears. Sorry, here I was trying to serve myself, so I put the yam and then the contomere in the plate, and it was ready for me to eat. You are invited. Well, let's continue with the story. Sorry, this time I got some cheap okra in town, so I wanted to do some okra stew. On this particular day, I cooked so many different types of food on that particular night. I cooked okra stew, the two types of okra stew. I cooked the one with oil and then the oilless one, and then I did stew, and then I think that was all. I did stew and then fried chicken. So you see that in the video, but keep watching what you see in the video, the cooking as I have described it. You see it, but let's continue with the story. So one day a discussion came up about how kids look like, and how some parents do not like what they have, the things that their kids have. So one mentioned that when she gave birth, she noticed that the kids' ears were long. In fact, she described it as a standing ear. The ear was very long. So when the kids were babies, what she normally did was the hat that babies wore when you give birth to babies. Normally, they have this small hats that they wear. So what she did was to bring the hat very close to the. In fact, she intentionally covered the ear of the babies with the hat, so that their ears could bend backwards, because she felt that their ears were standing. They were so visible. So she made sure that anytime she was wearing them, the hat, she would use it to cover their ears so tight that it might give them the shape that she really wanted. And she did that severally, but nothing changed. Later, she realized that their father had a similar ear. So whatever she was doing was just, she was just worrying herself by doing that. It wouldn't work. So later, she stopped doing that, and she was okay with it. I came across someone who mentioned that she has a lot of hair. She is very hairy, but her kids, she has 2 kids who didn't have hair at all, and that she was pregnant with a 3rd child, and she wanted to find out if there was a reason why her kids, the earlier ones that she had given birth to, didn't have hair. And so she was wondering if it's because of hair shaving during the pregnancy, whether she anywhere that she shaved affected the kids. So this time around, she decided that she wasn't going to shave anything on her, so that her child was going to have hair. And that was her worry. So I wondered, why should people be so worried about whether the kids should have? First off, the kids are different from who you are, even though they are from your genes, but they also have their own, especially when it comes to head shape. You can't say that your child should have the same head shape as you have. Some decide, if they give birth and their child has some kind of hair shape, they want it to be round. Some go to the extent of putting their head in some round bowls, so the kid will have a round shape, a round head shape, which doesn't really work, because as I look at people, we all have different head shapes. There is no way 2 people will have the same head shape. Even twins have a little something, slight difference in the way their hair shape is. And every hair shape is beautiful. Whether it's long, it's short, it's flat, it's pointed, we all have different hair shape. We all have different eyes. Some have big mouth. Some also have cute. Some have big eyes. Some have pointed nose, and some get worried. But I also want to find out from you, what have you also heard about people and what they complain about and what they have done. Let's discuss it and let's see why people get so worried about what they give birth to or the kids that they bring forth. I wonder, and I know you also wonder. So let's discuss it. Let's know the reasons. Well, maybe some of the suggestions that they have work out. I wouldn't know. Maybe you also have tried and some has worked for you. You can also write them in the comment section. It might be my view, but some also might have a different view. I know some of the hair shapes might differ, but some might try to do some other things to make it work. Is it even worth it? Should you even do it? Or do you have to leave it as it is? Let's write them in the comment section and let's discuss them. Well, let's continue with the cooking. So here, I was trying to fry the chicken I had cooked earlier on. And then I on another fire to cook the okra for the okra stew, and then the oilless okra. I was putting some green leaves in the okra. It's called ademe in Ghana. I don't know how it's called in your language. It's called ademe. If you know how it's called in English too, you can write them in the comment section. If you know what it actually is, you can write the name of how it's called in your language, in your country, in the comment section. It's normally added to okra for okra stew. It's called ademe in Ghana. So I had to start the okra stew. I normally like to multitask when cooking, especially if I have a lot of cooking to do. And I will need similar things, especially with the tomatoes, pepper, and onion. If I am to use it, I can use it for about 2 or 3 stews. I blend all of them together and I do all the stews together at the same time so that I can save time. Okay. This was me turning the chicken after frying them. Then I put onions in the red oil. blended onion, tomatoes, and ginger inside the red oil. There's also another stew, normal rice stew that we can use for rice and stew or jollof. So I did it alongside the okra stew. This was me stirring the tin tomatoes, the canned tomatoes, to make the stew. And then the okra stew was in front. I was pouring fish powder inside. Fish powder inside the okra stew. I normally like to add fish powder to most of my stews, so that even if we are unable to eat a lot of meat, the fish powder is already in it, so it helps with the protein. So this was the oilless okra. On the other side, I was doing 3 things at the same time. Rice stew, the okra stew, and then the oilless okra soup too was on fire. And this was me pouring the meat. This was the cow meat, yeah. And then I added some of the cooked chicken, and then a little of the chicken stock before pouring. I let it cook small before pouring the okra inside, and then it boiled before it finished cooking. So I remembered I had not put onions in the stew, so I cut them and put some inside. Well, some start their stew with onion. I also do. Some also would want to put the onions inside when the stew is almost ready, so they could feel they could feel the onion as they eat. Some also put the onion inside anytime. Well, I put it inside anytime. I can choose to put it inside from the beginning, but normally I start with the onion. Sometimes I put them inside in the middle, or sometimes later on when the stew is almost ready, just put some on it to make it also smell good. It was time to pour the okra inside, and then I'll stir it. Now it will be ready for eating. The okra stews are ready, so it's time to serve ourselves. This is the banku. I already had banku, so I heated it, and then put some stew, the okra stew on it. So this was one. This was one. The okra stew with oil. That was it. And then the second one. This is the second one. This one is the okra stew without oil, the oilless okra stew. So I ate that one. I wanted the oilless one, so I ate this particular one for the evening. And that was it. So stew, and then the two okra stews. One oil and then the other oil, and then the normal stew for rice and jollof. So that was it. That's the end. Well, if you have watched the video up to the end, up to this point, don't forget to like, subscribe, kindly subscribe and comment.